As we observe the World Humanitarian Day, I join the world leaders to pay tribute to all the humanitarian workers from all walks of life and nationalities that are advocating for and delivering life-saving aid to the most vulnerable of our citizens and those who are affected by man-made or natural disasters. As people and as a government, we choose this day to also reaffirm our commitment to reduce the effect of disasters, climate change, and other misfortunes to Nigerians through the provision of succor and livelihood support for them to live a life of dignity and comfort. One of the most innovative steps taken by our administration was to strengthen the coordination of humanitarian assistance efforts and entrench coordination of emergency humanitarian assistance in line with international best practices through the creation of Federal Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management, and Social Development on the 21st of August 2019. The ministry has aided the development of humanitarian policies and provided effective coordination of national and international humanitarian interventions, ensured strategic disaster mitigation, preparedness, and response, as well as managed the formulation and implementation of a fair-focused social inclusion and protection programs in Nigeria. It is worth it to mention that the people of Northeast region have suffered disproportionately as a result of the insurgency. Hence our resolve to have established the Northeast Development Commission under the ministry. One of the functions of the Northeast Development Commission is to develop a master plan for the Northeast region based on the needs assessment of the region. The plan, known as the Northeast Stabilization and Development Master Plan, shall contain programs and schemes that promote and facilitate the physical and socio-economic development of the region, and as well as produce a comprehensive implementation plan. When I inaugurated the Northeast Development Commission Board in May 2019, I had directed that the board must constantly liaise with the relevant federal ministries, departments, and agencies, states, and other development partners for the implementation of all programs and initiatives and prosper utilization of funds released for intervention in the region. I am glad to hear from the supervising minister that the Northeast Stabilization and Development Master Plan has been finalized after consultation with all stakeholders and is now ready for validation. I must commend the efforts of Northeast state governments in complementing the efforts of the federal government in ensuring the return and rehabilitation of IDPs and refugees that have been displaced as a result of the insurgency. As a government, we will continue to support those most in need for as long as it takes, while working closely with development partners to improve the resilience of vulnerable populations and address their needs in a comprehensive manner. For the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs and its agencies, I urge you to pay particular attention to emerging issues as we seek to return and rehabilitate our people. The emerging issues include the increasing number of orphans and widows. From our experience in the unfortunate civil war, I know the threat that exploded ordinances can pose to returnees, even after the conflict has ended, as we saw in the latest IED incident in Burma just last week. I urge the ministry and its agencies, as well as state governments and the special committee I have set up under the chairmanship of the Vice President, to come up with specific programs and projects that respond to these emerging challenges of explosive ordinances, as well as that of children orphaned by insurgency. On this auspicious day, I commend all humanitarian aid workers that provide the much needed humanitarian assistance to those afflicted by the conflict. Even as they are faced with the unprecedented scope and scale of challenges, humanitarian aid workers across the globe distinguish themselves through their courage, commitment, and drive to help their fellow humans in need, often at extreme personal risk to themselves. This typifies the nature of humanitarian work and service, and it is a great testimony for the theme of this year's World Humanitarian Day, which is "It Takes a Village." I must also commend General T.Y. Danjuma for his support to the Borno State government in rehabilitating many IDPs in the Northeast. His support to government in humanitarian services signifies a patriotic Nigerian and a leader, which he has displayed on several occasions. I hope to see more of our leaders' commitment to humanitarian services through government at all levels in our efforts to ensure a better life for our people. The men and officers of Operation Lafia Dole, security agencies, and the multinational Joint Task Force are very much appreciated for their commitment to the fight against insurgency. I commend their professionalism and tactical penetration to the hideouts of the criminal elements, leading to appreciable improvement of the security situation in this northeast region, without which the settlement of the IDPs would not be possible. I therefore implore you not to relent in your efforts. Continue to take the fight to their hideouts and ensure they are completely eliminated. I also implore you to ensure adequate security for farmers in their farming activities. Agricultural activities are most needed for settlement and development of the rural areas, and this can only be achieved if the farmers are sure of their safety. I must thank the United Nations Development Program, the European Union, United Kingdom, United States of America, Government of Germany, and other foreign establishments for their support in complementing our administration's efforts to stabilize the Northeast region. Let me use this medium to invite all relevant agencies to continue to provide support to the government's drive to stabilize the IDPs, care for victims of insurgency, as well as commitment to the ongoing processes concerning Boko Haram, its work members who are willing to surrender. On this 2022 World Humanitarian Day and every other day, we stand and shall continue to stand in solidarity with humanitarian aid workers and recognize their tremendous service and sacrifice. We celebrate their tireless efforts to save lives, preserve human dignity, and alleviate suffering. Their selfless commitment and actions stand as an example to us all. We will also make sure that they have our backing by ensuring that the Federal Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs and Disaster Management and Social Development facilitates their work. We must acknowledge that selfless humanitarian services is usually a huge sacrifice. In some cases, humanitarian workers do lose their lives. We must salute their courage and dedication. We also express our sympathy to the families, friends, and colleagues of those who have lost their lives while helping others either in Nigeria or elsewhere. On this note, in memory of all those who lost their lives in disasters and those humanitarian workers who lost their lives in trying to save others, may we all rise for a minute silence, please. May their souls rest in perfect peace. Thank you very much. You sit down. Thank you.
President, may we appreciate the President at this point as he takes his seat. Thank you, distinguished ladies and gentlemen.